country I'm born in, we have to have GFI receptacles within 6 feet of the sink in the kitchen, bathrooms, and outdoors. And this is a 20 amp spec grade, commercial grade outlet. And we're going to wire it in series because it has 2 screws on each side. And the GFI we're going to hook up in series because the feed through is going to protect the outlets after it. If you look at the back here, it says line on the top and it says load here on the bottom. So I'll show you how to wire this. Here in the country I'm born in, the black wire is live and the white is neutral. Okay, so we'll first start with our receptacle here. We'll clip our ground wire back a little bit and we'll put our ground wire around the green screw. And we'll put our 2 white wires around the silver screw. So I'm going to strip them back a little bit longer. You always strip the wire with the size hole that matches the wire size. Here in the country I'm born in, we use 12 gauge wire most generally for your outlets and 14 for your lights. However, you can use 14 on outlets for a bedroom, but you have to put it on a 15 amp breaker or fuse. This little tab is much more durable on these commercial grade outlets, so hooking them up in series is not as bad as the residential ones, because those residential ones I think can break. And I want to make sure I don't get the insulation under the screws here. Okay, so I'll bring it down this way. I'll bring the black wires over. I'm going to keep this ground wire down so it stays away from the terminals here. better. Okay, so we'll push this ground wire down and get this into the box here. Okay, so this is where we're going to put our GFI in because the power is coming in on this black wire right here. So we will hook our wires up in here. So we'll take our black, we'll take our pliers and we'll straighten our wires out here. It says line here, so we'll put our black line where it says line, black line. I'll make sure it's going in under the pressure plate there. Let's see, I can strip that a little longer. Line. Okay, we'll put our black line where it says black line. And we'll put our black load where it says load. Okay, we'll turn it over. Get our white line where it says line. And I'll strip our white load wire here a little bit. Make it a little longer so we get under the pressure plate all the way here. I'm going to straighten the wire out. I'm going to just see if it's going to reach under everything there. Okay, I'm going to give each wire a little tug here, make sure that they're under the pressure plate, which they are. And we'll get our ground wire in here under the pressure plate. Okay, I'm going to hold it up here with my thumb, make sure it's all the way up at the top. Okay, we got all our wires in together nice and tight here. And now we can push these wires into the box. I'll fold these up and these down. And I'll keep this ground wire down the bottom here. so I don't strip the holes out of the box. Okay, I'll show you how to shim out the outlet here. We're going to use some longer screws. I'll make a loop here with a piece of wire. Okay. So now we can screw this in. The box is at a little bit of an angle, so I put the one down here and two up here. And I'll finish this up by hand so I don't strip the holes out. Alrighty, so we'll finish up by just putting the cover on. It goes on like that. But I am going to just double check, make sure my ground wire is out of the way of everything, and it is. I'll get my little flashlight in here and turn it on. And yeah, I can push that down a little bit more. Just to make sure it's out of the way, and I'm just careful not to hit any of the conductors. I just pushed on the bare ground wire, and we're ready to put our cover on.